Good night, ladies. We're going to leave you now. Good night, ladies. This is our first song. Now, this may not be your favorite tune. I can understand that. And it may not be a song that you would play out at a coffee house or at a folk festival. But this is an excellent practice tune for the alternating thumb and playing a melody above that alternating thumb. We're going to start out making a C chord, measure 1 and 2, and measure 3 actually. I'm holding a C chord there for the whole thing, the first 3 measures, so it's keeping that thumb going, 5-4, and we're going to pinch some notes, and all these notes are going to be on the beat. And I'm pinching with thumb and middle finger, and then using the index finger a little bit too. So measure 1, pinch 2, pinch 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we go. Try that, just that measure 1 with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, can you do that? Let's do that one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's good night. We're still holding the C chord for measure 2, ladies. And now I'm going to pinch beat 1 with the index finger and thumb, and then pinch with the middle finger and thumb on beat 2. Ladies. Again, this may seem pretty simple, but we're beginning to build our thumb style guitar with this song. So let's do this a few times. I'm just going to wrap it around, and I'll play it real slow, and kind of jump in when you can, and practice with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we go again. Good night, ladies. All right. Still holding the C chord. Measure 3 is a repeat. Good night. Now we got to change chords to ladies, ladies. And we're going to make a G chord, but it's just going to be a 2-finger G, fretting the 6th string on the 3rd fret with your ring finger, and then reach over with that pinky to the 2nd string, 3rd fret. In this style of playing, when we're making chords, we're going to be using that pinky quite a bit to move around between strings. So this is a good first practice with him. We got ladies. That's just for one measure. Ladies. Now we jump back to the C chord, kind of a repeat. Good night. Now we're going to make an F chord. And I know if you've played very much, the F chord's kind of a dreaded thing. Well, the F chords that we're going to make are going to be pretty simple, actually. Notice in the tab, I've got a little diagram of it. We're playing this C. We're just going to move that C over a set of strings. And we're not going to play the 2nd string, just the 3rd and 4th and the 1st. So I'm just going to alternate now between 4 and 3. So if you can make the C chord, you can move that over a set of strings and make the F chord. It may be cheating, but it's a partial F, and it works. Ladies, we're back to the C chord, going to, back to that 2-finger G, leave you, back to the C. Now. So we've got a little C chord, we've got a 2-finger G, and And I played the first string, but we're not playing the first string there. Actually, we're just playing the 6, 4, and 2. Thumb is alternating 6, 4, and we're playing that second string. And then we've got a C again. Got our little F chord. And we're just playing the first, third, and fourth strings. Back to C, G. All right, now let's try this together. I want to hear this bass, and we want to hear that melody coming out, both at the same time. You'll notice one of the things we're after here, besides the alternating thumb, is accuracy in hitting the strings with the index and middle fingers. If you hit a wrong string, no big deal. Just keep after that, and that'll get better as time goes on. That's what this is all about, really, is practicing for accuracy and for timing. Here we go. We're going to play this together a couple times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good night, ladies. Good night, ladies. Good night, ladies. We're going to leave you now. Again now. That's our basic version of Good Night, Ladies. We got an alternating thumb and we got a melody. Now, what can we do with this? Here's a time to experiment a little bit. Even with our first song, we're going to experiment some. Notice I've written out a little variation here. And we're still going to be playing the same notes, same chords. Alternating thumb stays the same. But we're going to maybe push a note or two just to try and add a little bit of interest to it. You could play variations in many different ways. Let me see if I can play it the way I've got it written out here for you. And then maybe we'll look at a few other ways to play it. So I'm going to push the note a little bit. Notice, let me compare the two. We played before, right on the beat. Good night, ladies. Now I'm going to push that forward just a little bit on a couple notes. You can hear how it adds a little bit of syncopation, a little bit of interest to it. Measure 3. So that's pretty much on the beat now. And that's right on the beat too. One thing about making variations is you can push a few notes ahead of the beat and it makes for an interesting sound. But if you did all of them ahead of the beat, man, that gets to be kind of monotonous and boring. So you want to stick with the beat pretty much, but then just change it a little bit. That's where you can experiment some. So we've got measure 3. So that's right on. And then back to C. F chord. Notice that. So I push the we're ahead. We're going to see you now. So changed a few notes, not too many. Don't want to change too many. So at the end, I threw in a little bass walk there. Instead of just going, I went. We're playing 6th string 3rd fret, 5th string open, 5th string 2nd fret. So here's part of keeping that thumb going instead of. That's that's on the beat too. So it's not alternating, it's a bass run, but it's still that solid thumb bass on the beat. Once you've got the basic version down and the variation too, maybe played exactly, then just listen to it and see what you can do with it. So I just threw a little echo in there. Ba-da. Good practice. Now I'm doing alternating thumb and finger. So I hit a wrong string. Again, we're just messing around here. Well, hitting a wrong string can sometimes turn out to be a variation. I've got that lady, lady. This is the thing about making mistakes. You can maybe, or you can sometimes take a mistake and make it into a variation. Good night, ladies. So you can see it's a pretty simple song, and at first you might think, well, there's nothing to that. But frankly, there is. Now that we've started messing around with it a little bit, adding some syncopation, and the whole purpose of this song maybe is not to play it out or play it for friends, but it's a really good practice, a really good exercise in getting the feel for the right and left hand movements. So that's our first song. Good night, ladies. We're going to move on. Hopefully, each of these songs is going to get a little bit more interesting and a little bit more fun for you.